The transcendental shift. Please excuse me if my words are sometimes harsh, but there are little options to describe the global situation we are experiencing now. Changes are poorly perceived by minds. We live in a mainly conservative society, according to its beliefs, customs, and habits. Because we fear the future, we attempt to control it by repeating the same traditions year after year, letting the evolutionary breath of existence pass, prisoners of the memories of the past. We're living, on a global scale, the unstoppable beginning of the total change that human beings cannot avoid because of their lives being at stake. We are at the humanitarian turning point. Resisting change is suffering, and trying to stop the unstoppable transcendental process that will allow both man and nature to live in harmony once more is dying. As happens in sports, if over the years of erroneous training the athlete does not pay attention to the small discomforts the body emits to prevent future injuries, then small injuries appear, to later on end up transforming into a serious accident, often irreversible. This is what is happening now with our civilization. We have not paid attention to the complaints of the planet, annihilating hundreds of known species of animals and flora with our cruel and unconscious pace. While praising human beings' superior intelligence, we have contaminated and poisoned to death our environment, rivers and seas, and now comes the existential injury for the human species. The coronavirus is just the penultimate warning for humans to quickly initiate the great change to regain the existential balance. Coronavirus only tells us that humans' lifestyle prevents our defenses, immune system, from being strengthened day by day to fight against diseases, which is necessary to prepare the future generations to be strong and healthy. Our immune system gets increasingly weaker due to living rationally and blocking the energy of the seventh chakra, explained in the book Transcendental Love, Ancestral Healing by AtelTrainer. Diseases are becoming more virulent and their symptoms deadlier. Despite all scientific advances, as the years go by, more and more people, increasingly younger, get sick as a result of living while turning their backs to existence. Even pets get sick because they share the lifestyle of their masters. The rapid global spread of COVID-19 also points out that there are too many human beings on the planet, too many unconscious guests, and too many victims of this humanity, unbridled for living against the existence in this paradise that is the Earth. This collective unconsciousness, made up to resemble progress but not at all evolution, has been annihilating the planet's hosts, bees, birds, wolves, deers, boars, rivers, seas, who maintain the balance of life here. It is said that 1,000 years before Christ, there were 1 million humans. 1,000 years AD ago, there were 310 million. In 1990, 1,650 million, and in 2017, 7,700 million humans, and rising. It is the result of a society that is divided and disconnected from the existence, that has given so much power to the rational mind in connection with the primary hormones, procreation to have many children as a symbol of social fulfillment, of power, of unconscious pleasure, of the ideal family stereotype, because of the potential use of children as labor hands to support families, by copulatory accident, because of boredom or fear of loneliness. Human artificial fertilization has tried to counteract the natural and regulatory law of nature, and we can see the effect it's having. If people find it difficult to have children, it is because they do not have to have them, as an evolutionary response for humanity. Unconditional love doesn't make distinction amongst children. It loves all beings equally. Many children are in third world countries as cheap labor hands to support their families, all because of their struggle to survive in this system imposed by the first world's population. Too many guests and too few hosts. The financial crisis of 2008 and the effects, increasing year after year, of climate change have been the first sneezes of an angry Mother Earth. Now the coronavirus joins in, sending a resounding message to the 4 cardinal points of our societies and beliefs. Enough. Children are taught throughout the centuries that they have to be someone important, special, and unique to be recognized and happy. Recognized by whom? It continues to be transmitted that to be happy you have to be recognized by society and belong to the reference group. These beliefs and social, family, and academic education exponentially activate the rational mind's struggle to be someone different from the native identity gifted at birth, moving away from the possibility of living vocationally from the non-rational essence, and cutting off the passage of vital energy through the whole body to maintain a state of optimal physical, mental, and emotional health, as I have explained in the AtelTrainer books and demonstrated during ancestral healing retreats and courses. Well, due to the actual worldwide confinement forced by the states of emergency dictated by the governments of various countries in order to fight against coronavirus pandemic, sooner or later, everyone on the planet who is lucky enough not to get sick and die of COVID-19 infection will forcibly understand that the important thing in life is to be healthy, have food and water, and have a roof to protect themselves from the inclement weather, as well as knowing that their loved ones are safe. Assets, possessions, social rankings, academic titles, and personal and professional achievements will become unimportant. The forced confinement obliges us to connect with what is transcendental in these moments where unfortunately many people suffer and die. After human beings have already exhausted almost every natural resource on our planet, it is now up to existence to compel the ruling states, economic empires, and families to exhaust their resources, to force them to change without giving them another option. Since these first weeks of confinement of COVID-19 by many countries, the healing effects on the planet have already begun to be noticed due to the reduction of human mobility, clean and crystalline waters and fishes in the canals of Venice. In both China and Italy, the air pollution has been greatly reduced, which is an unequivocal sign that the current human lifestyle, amplified by the planet's overpopulation, negatively affects nature. The coronavirus pandemic is showing which professions are indispensable to humans, like for example, the farmers who supply essential staple foods, the water and electricity technicians, and the doctors and nurses who have given their lives to help others recover from their infection or help them leave without pain and as little suffering as possible. It also shows the importance of having a home, a roof, to take refuge from the inclement weather under. Life does not belong to us. It is only transmitted to us through the energy who gives life, which is the energies of the essences. Change of consciousness. Unfortunately, this deep consciousness shift is obliged and led by an existential imperative. Let's hope that societies do not resist the change and that everything will be easier and less painful or annoying. The beer that silences restless minds will run out. All savings that were intended to buy the future of the existence and to soothe the fear of tomorrow will disappear. All borders that divide humanity will disappear because of all humans belonging to the same nation, the world. All armies and armaments will disappear because all humanity will be united and there will be no enemy to fight against. All beings sharing the same destiny of the universe, sailing our planet toward the unknown universe. Humankind will be led by the Planetary Governing Council, composed equally of wise men and women who have already walked the path towards experience, connected to transcendental universal knowledge. The plain English language will be the universal language for all humanity. It will be spoken to be understood, and not the opposite. Cities will be depopulated in favor of living in harmony close to nature. Non-polluting, renewable energies and fuel will be supplied free of charge to cover 100% of the world's energy needs, adapted to an essential, reasonable consumption. Free housing, transcendental food, water, renewable energy, and harmonious technology will be available to every human being on this planet. Frequent trips to the 4 sides of the planet so that each person can see and enjoy what a wonderful world we live in, our home, our blue paradise. Harmonious tourism. Free healthcare to tend to accidents, births, and avoid pain and suffering during the existential transition, the death of the physical body. 50% academic education and 50% transcendental education, helping people be themselves according to their essences and to stop them from wanting to be who they are not. Automatically, the internal struggles, disappointments, and frustrations will disappear, helping everyone discover their vocation to open the doors to a full life, should be the educational objective. Horizontal hierarchy, all the same rights to live in harmony. Horizontal wages, possible due to the equitable and balanced distribution of what the universe offers us. Everything that the human being needs is freely offered by Mother Earth: water, air, seeds, earth, fruits, sunlight, etc. Caring for who cares for us, which means the planet and all its beings, will be our distraction occupation, close to art and harmonious technology to interact among humankind and nature. Just like the ancestors of our ancestors did, all family and social generations will be united and together, children, adults, and the elderly, so that children will not be afraid to grow older and the elderly to be alone in their final stage in this dimension. Feminine and masculine energy united beyond hormones. The man less man and the woman less woman, all complicit for a better and sustainable world, base of transcendental education. All the religions united by the source of all, without interpretations. Humanity is worse than coronavirus, COVID-19, for nature. Now, we suffer nature's actions. I write these words, being in quarantine for many years to follow my path. Not to protect myself from the COVID-19, but to get away from the virus of society, victim of its collective ignorance, and now to be able to share the universal knowledge that has been offered to me in my silence. I am confined in the small valley of Ortunas, Spain, to build with my own hands and with the help, on weekends, of my beloved wife Maciel and my beloved daughter Chantal, the Transcendental Center for Ancestral Healing, without forgetting Sombra, Wildcat, Sam, Fox Father, Sammy, Fox Son, Zorrito, Fox, Bernardo, Boar Father, owls, and other forest beings. In 2016, I published my third book, titled Transcendental Training, and in the chapter The Universal Message, I talk about the situation we are living now and will live in the near future. All my initiatives are intended to share a universal, transcendental, and ancestral knowledge, owned by all for a better world. The income of the present allows us to continue. The future earnings from the sales of the AtelTrainer books that have been written through my hands and that share universal knowledge will go towards the creation of new centers of transcendental training and ancestral healing in the world. I have water from a well, light from solar panels, food largely from the organic garden, a roof, and the unconditional love of Maciel, Chantal, Sombra, and the valley. I just feel full and grateful to be freed from everything. Only the fact of sharing connects us with the deep sense of existence. We share what Mother Earth and the universe share with us, and infinite gratitude for what takes care of us is the result. Humanity depends on nature and our host friends, our forgotten and mistreated animals.